Natin ang kanilang hearing kung paano ang transportation mapabilis. Mga guys, mag-subscribe at manood sa pagtalakay ng ating transportasyon sa Manila. Yan, pakinggan po natin ang sasabihin.
Mr. President, on the commitment of the 3-year transition period, it's been honored by the Department of Transportation. The 3-year transition period will end June of 2020, Mr. President. And I was advised, Mr. President, by Yusek de Guzman that the clear guidelines were already issued, Mr. President, and I can furnish the good gentle lady from San Juan to I can furnish you with the guidelines that was promulgated by the Department of Transportation.
Thank you. Please, we are awaiting. We've been awaiting that PUV-MP guidelines. And then another thing that we would like you to submit to us, because we've not received it, is a timeline of the route rationalization studies and pilot areas. That's really important because if we rationalize the franchises of the public utility vehicles, dapat may route rationalization.
Okay guys, naglo-loading pa, panoorin lang. May na ang internet connection natin. Ganun pa man, itong si Senator Silva.
Meron na ba?
Tinatanong niya
Admittedly, Mr. President, that the route rationalization plan is delayed because of the procurement issues.
Procurement? Anong?
There were 3 failed bids. Basically, the rationalization plan didn't push through because of the failed bidding, and I was advised that they will conduct another bidding, and I was advised that it is already awarded to a proponent, and the proponent will conduct the route rationalization plan.
May I ask who the proponent will be?
TTPI. The name of the consultant is TTPI, Mr. President. And they will conclude the rationalization plan by mid of next year, Mr. President.
Mid next year?
Yes, Mr. President.
Because this is my concern. If, for example, you're a jeepney driver and then you avail of this modernization incentives, you upgrade your vehicle, only to find out in the route rationalization, you are not part of it, or you can't particularly apply in a route that you've already forecasted to be part of your income. How will you be able to
I share
risk?
I share the same sentiment with the good gentle lady from San Juan that this rationalization plan should be in place before any major activity, especially involving our drivers, Mr. President. This creates uncertainty to the program, Mr. President. I'm equally quite surprised that this is not in place. However, I was advised that the drivers will be allowed to fly through the existing routes, and come the rationalization plan, they will accommodate the jeepney drivers as much as possible, Mr. President. But I'm equally quite...
Okay guys, kung inyong mapapanood guys.
Surprise, this is not in place.
Exactly. You know what? DOTR also announced that it is no longer pushing for modernizing all 170,000 units of the PUVs.
Okay guys, naglo-loading. Habang nagsasalita ngayon si...
Instead, it is adopting our recommendation to use worthiness as a standard, meaning emissions, the safety basically of the, and then the engine um, worthiness. Is this still
Yes, Mr.
going
President,
to be honored?
they complied with your recommendation.
Okay. So, binabasa ngayon ang recommendation ni Grispo, no? Senator Grispo, kung papaano ito masolusyonan itong issue na ito. Dahil kulang ang pagkakalam ni Senator Grispo ay kulang, no? Ang palaganap ng
So all PUVs, or all PUJs will be allowed to ply on the road as long as they pass the motor vehicle inspection system or roadworthiness test, Mr. President.
You know what? I'm glad that Mr. President, that DOTR heeded this. This is actually also for their sake. I mean, it will be a lot more pragmatic for us, expedient, that if it's still pliable, if it's safe, and then it doesn't have any adverse emissions, that it be allowed, and then it will also save a lot. But for the omnibus franchising guidelines to set this policy in stone, the granting of franchises and routes cannot be discretionary based on arbitrary standards. So I hope that the ones that you got to do the studies is actually competent and has a track record doing this. Do you have that assurance?
Mr. President, I was advised that the proponent, consultant, DTPI, has extensive knowledge in transport issues, Mr. President, and they have conducted transport planning in various organizations, Mr. President.
May I ask also if part of that is the bus consortium? Because one of our good colleagues here from Cavite already had that study done when he was at the helm of the MMDA. Part of that also is rationalizing bus routes as well as reevaluating the franchises granted to them. So would that be part of the study?
Yes, Mr. President. Part of the modernization program is not only the physical modernization of the vehicles, but also the rationalization, including the consolidation of routes and franchises, Mr. President. I had this conversation, I think, with Senator Binay one time, that in Hong Kong, wherein they have a population of 6 million inhabitants, they only have 4 franchisees for their buses. Singapore, they only have 2. Us, we have 4,000. We have 140 bus operators operating 4,000 buses. And I see the good gentleman from Cavite, Senator Francis, nodding his head. It's really about time to rationalize and consolidate the franchises, Mr. President. And this is part of the study, Mr. President.
Actually, a bill that we filed here in the Senate is called the Mobility Relief Act. And part of that will allow whoever is appointed by the President to be the overarching in charge for traffic or transportation to be able to rationalize those franchises. If they have to form a consortium so that instead of having several different owners, and that would be part of it. It's not absolute powers, but it is something that is very detailed as to what we feel is needed. So I would encourage the D.O.T.R, Mr. President, to please look into this bill to add their suggestions.
Yes, Mr. President, the entire D.O.T.R team is here, so they will be looking and commenting on the mobility bill that was mentioned, Mr. President.
Thank you. Another is the records indicate that 752 million has been dispersed for the Pantawid Pasada program for 2019, but 3.85 billion was not appropriated, or was appropriated to them. Where did the appropriations go, the ones that were unused? Bakit, anong nangyari dito? Na-release ba ito ng D.O.T.R sa mga D.O.T.R? Kasi parang 752 lang ang disbursement pero 3.85 ang naibigay na appropriation sa inyo.
Mr. President, I had this conversation and raised this topic one time in one of our hearings, and I also saw the very low disbursement rate of the Pantawid Pasada. Here, it's 67% disbursement rate, Mr. President. The funds are intact in Land Bank because the funds are directly remitted to Land Bank. I was advised also, not only now but also in the previous hearings, that they are having problems validating the jeepney owners and the jeepney operators, Mr. President. Hence the low disbursement rate of this Pantawid Pasada.
But am I correct that in this year's budget you don't have a line for the Pantawid Pampasada program anymore? So hindi na ba tuloy yan?
No, wala na ho, Mr. President.
And what's the rationale behind it? Is it because fuel prices have stabilized?
Yes. Mr. President, the Pantawid Pasada was a relief mechanism during the abrupt increase in fuel prices globally, and also during the implementation of the excise tax on fuel, Mr. President.
Okay. Now, going to the MRT. The MRT subsidy has been continuously rising from 3.4 billion in 2016, 4.6 billion in 2018, and 4.7 billion in 2019 to 6 billion for 2020. In addition, the cost of MRT rehabilitation projects this year jumped to 5 billion from 1 billion last year. May we know the reason behind this? For the record, please.
Mr. President, and I have some knowledge in this. Because of the bad operations of MRT, basically ridership targets were not being hit. If you don't hit the ridership targets, government has to cough up the guarantee, Mr. President. So basically over the years, we're not hitting the desired number of ridership. Hence, government has to compensate the proponent through increase in subsidies, Mr. President.
See, that's the problem, and the reason why we're not meeting those targets is because also of the maintenance issues, which we are hopefully going to be
It's
addressing.
a chicken or the egg
very soon.
question, Mr. President.
Who are the proponents again? Is it the Sobre Peña group still?
Yes, Mr. President.
Sila pa rin,
I was
ah.
advised that behind that MRT3 is the Sobre Peña Group.
How much are we paying? How much are we paying them every year in for the MRT?
Ayan guys, kung ating makikita,
About
tinatanong
6 billion
sila.
pesos per month. Per year, Mr. President.
Hindi makapagsalita ng maayos.
Medyo napalulun ako dun sa
This is a
6
crazy
billion
amount,
per
Mr.
year.
President.
That's the agreement. For how many years more?
Matindi ito si Senator Crespo.
Until 2025, Mr. President.
Malapit na.
This is one of the worst
agreements that we've entered into.
worst PPP agreements and the worst PPP structure that I've ever seen.
Okay guys,
So,
kung
in
yung
2025,
mapanood,
we're free to choose whether to
marami pa
privatize
tayong
it.
matutuklasan sa mga panahon na ito. Ito lang
There's
muna
no
ang
plans yet, Mr.
mapapakinggan.
President,
So,
but I would
tinatanong ni
advise
Chris po ang
the
mga
D.O.T.R that
budget,
to
kung bakit
privatize
ganun
the
kalaki,
operation and maintenance to credible
ang budget na
operators.
hindi
It's
naman
really
na modernize.
operating a system
So,
like this demands a lot of
sa
technical
susunod na mga
knowledge.
video,
And,
mapapanood
we
po
really need to
ninyo
get
ang
someone competent
mas
to operate and maintain.
dami pang
I
kaalaman, no?
remember before when
Sa
this system was
pangpublikong
being operated by Sumitomo,
pamamahala ng
it was
ating
near
ayisyong
perfect.
gobyerno.
But when we terminated
Huwag
Sumitomo,
kalimutan
then
mag-subscribe
all hell
para
broke loose, Mr. President. So I would advise that
ma-notify
later
kayo
on,
sa mga
government should
bagong
just award to
videos
ONM
na
a
aking
credible,
i-upload.
well-experienced
Maraming salamat.
operator, Mr. President.